Hello, everybody. You're probably wondering what this is. Well, remember that poll I had you people, vote on? Well, this is the result. You decided that I should make a game that is based on my day job. Now, I can't actually make one that is specifically my day job because some people may get upset. There may be some car bombs. I don't own a car, but some people may get upset. Some will laugh it off and maybe actually pitch in to help. But a bunch of people would get mad. So I'm not gonna make specifically something that is revealing about my day job. Names, places, people. So I made everybody into a duck. This is Quack Job. It is an RPG. Yes, the game I'm making is going to be a role-playing game, an RPG. And it's ideally in its full finished form, it'll be 3D. This is like a mock-up of what this game would or could actually look like. So it's a 3D game where you control a duck that goes around an office of some kind and interacts with various other ducks for various reasons. Now, I'm kind of terrible at drawing ducks, so this is more like a chicken, but you get the idea, right? It's going to be, initially it'll probably look like this. Like this is probably going to be the first version of the game, and I'm going to get to this in a moment. But eventually I will get to the 3D version as well. Currently, I don't know exactly in what engine I will build this in. There may be some Unity involved or some Unreal Engine because they seem to have good libraries of duck-related assets. I mean, real good libraries of duck-related assets. So it's going to be it's going to take some work of analyzing exactly what engine is best. And that's probably going to be some of the next videos of me just exploring several engines. There's Unreal, there's the Unity, there's Godot, there's a bunch of other ones that I keep forgetting about, but I'll get at them. So we'll see exactly which one I'm going to use. But what's important is that the design of the game is finished by then, or at least it's at a place where I can just begin to make the game in the engine, or at least see if the engine supports what I want to make with the game. So this is what this is. This is the design document. This is the first version of the design document, if you will. So in this game, you're going to be a duck that's working at a company called Duck Corp. Now, this company makes I'm going to have to shoehorn water in there somehow because that's what I do at my day job. But I'm going to get to that detail soon. So, Duck Corp is described by a few characteristics. It's key elements, if you will. It's corrupt. It's got bad management. The pay is terrible. And you have a high degree of responsibility if you're actually dumb enough to want to actually improve something. And it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. There are various characters that you will encounter at Duck Corp, like the 3 duck bosses. There's the laid-back duck that's, just hanging around and doing somewhat of a good job and tries to do good and is generally chill. There's Angry Duck, probably going to have a bunch of them. Lazy Duck, oh boy, a lot of them. Scheming Duck. My company is run by a political party, so a lot of ducks like this there. Spy Duck. Now this is going to be an interesting thing because I want Spy Duck to not be obvious at first. Spy Duck is going to be tied into some of the different game ones. I'm going to get them soon. You're going to have Mooch Duck, who's going to mooch off you. You're going to have Neurotic Duck, who's just crazy because they try to improve things and then things went bad. You have Nazi Duck because of course we do. And we have Loud Duck. Because there's going to be somebody in the office that's going to keep laughing so hard, you're going to hear it through 5 walls and 3 locked doors, and you're going to have a bad day. Now you, as a duck, you're going to have a bunch of skills, but when you create your duck, when you make the character, you're going to have the possibility of selecting like a predefined version of the duck, if you will. Otherwise, you're going to be naked duck. Probably going to wear a bandana or duck solid. No, naked duck is Metal Gear. You know, you could be a thick duck, a handy duck. Though I think handy duck may get dropped at one point. I think I maybe combine these into a single one. You have management duck, which again, not sure. We'll see. Naked duck, as I said, it's basic duck. You get to pick your own skills. Political duck means that you come from the political aspect. Oh, by the way, these will also have certain, besides the skills here, they're going to have some traits that are tied specifically to them. They all will have these traits, apart from naked duck, who won't have any traits. Apart from quacking, I mean, you're a duck, and the reporter duck. Now, depending on what objective you pick for the game, these ducks will have different reasons for being there. And because they have different reasons for being there, they're going to have different enemies. You're going to have guard duck, who's going to try and stop you from doing harm to the company. You're going to have manager duck, who's going to try to stop you from doing good to the company. You have rival duck, who's going to try and keep you on your toes and constantly try to undercut anything you do by one-upping you. And you have jealous duck, who just hates you because they're a horrible, terrible person that never achieved anything in their life and will try to get by through making your life, kind of crappy. And the way that your duck life can be kind of crappy is if your stats are out of whack. Actually, these aren't what you would call stats. They're more like statuses. You can have stress, health, and money. I thought at one point about adding happiness, but happiness and stress, they're kind of mixed together. So not sure if they should be separate or not at this point. I'm going to see later on. If any of these drops to 0, you're going to be dead. You're going to be a dead duck. You're going to be like Daffy Duck in that cartoon where he wonders how are they going to put ice cream, a duck on an ice cream. And they did it through crushed duck. You take the ice cream, then you take the duck, you crush the duck, and you sprinkle it on the ice cream. That's basically what's going to happen if you run out of, if this gets maxed out, this gets to 0, or this gets to 0. Actually, stress could start at, maybe I'm going to do like a balancing thing. So this is the maximum, stress is the maximum negative value, and happiness is the maximum positive value, and in the middle we're just going to be dull duck. Now I kind of forgot what I was saying because my camera ran out of batteries and I had to replace it. Also, I dropped one of the batteries. I have 3 batteries now, so I can actually switch out the battery when the camera wants to, so accidents don't happen. But it's laid out in such a way that I can't actually take out the battery while it's in a tripod, so it's a thing. So I think I was talking about the stats, right? Well, those were the stats. The idea would be that those stats go up and down depending on what happens during the day. And I may actually add one more for socializing, because I kind of get the feeling that maybe some people don't function well when they don't socialize. That's not something valid for me, because ideally, you can lock me in a room, and as long as it's not a white room with neon lights, I will be happy as a clam. Otherwise, it'll be terrible. But apart from that, the idea is that if those stats get too low, you will lose. Like I said, the story about Daffy Duck. If they get too high, then, well, you're going to have bonuses. Probably. And you're going to get to spend those statuses on other things during the game, which I'm going to get. Like, for example, the most simple example, money. You can spend it on, a house. And that will decrease your stress, improve your health, and get you to function better. It'll get your skills to work better, which I'm going to get to them now. But I may add more statuses as time goes on. We'll see exactly how they work out. Hopefully things will flow naturally in terms of that, and I won't come up with some like stupid stat that doesn't really affect much, but it's there, and you'll dump points into it for nothing. I'm gonna add quacking probably at one point, either as a skill or as a status. But okay, let's get the skills. So I'm breaking down the skills into 3 major categories. You have social, subterfuge, and tech. Initially, I was going to have more of these, but a lot of them were specifically doing the job-related skills, so I condensed them all into tech. So in social, you're going to have things like small talk, which they'll let you integrate into the well, they couldn't call it herd, the flock, because you're a bunch of ducks. You're going to have negotiate, which will be a valuable tool in order to get, other ducks to agree with you in some way, or when you negotiate a better salary for your duck job. You're going to have intimidate, which is an important skill because a lot of these ducks are communists. And I mean, Romanian communist ducks. They respond to threats more than they do to anything else. You're also going to have entertainment, because being communist ducks, they will often promote their waiters to positions of power because, yeah, that waiter guy, he made me laugh once, so he's a good guy. Yeah. Goddamn communist ducks ruined this country. Now, in order to get these skills, you're going to have to spend a resource called clout. I think that's what I'm calling it now. I'm not sure if it's going to be called something else later. Clout you get by doing, social related things. Like talking to people, completing certain quests. It's an RPG, of course, you have quests and stuff like that. Initially, I wanted to have like a common experience pool, but that would just mean that you could, do something very specific that lets you farm XP and then dump them all into a skill you've never used up to that point in an area that you've never used up until that point. So that wouldn't really work. So if you want to, negotiate, you're going to have to do some small talk first, get the experience in that field. Subterfuge includes lying. Now, lying is actually probably going to be a hybrid skill. I'm thinking of having these like intertwine and have their costs be like a combination of these at one point. So you're going to have lying, you're going to have sneaking, you're going to have theft, you're going to have cover up, because of course you're going to need to cover stuff up like they do at my at the Duck Corp. Yeah, at Duck Corp. And you're going to have frame, because you're going to have the need of a full duck, preferably one that doesn't have a YouTube account. Now, to get these skills, you're going to have to spend and gain the corruption resource. And boy, there's going to be a lot of that around. Then you're going to have your tech skills. You're going to have the fix, which is, printers, computers, my day job. You're going to have programming, networking, hacking. These are going to be lumped up into computers. I thought about making every one of them, separate skills, because they are in real life, but that wouldn't really fit the duck company culture. No, everything is computers. So if you know how to computer, you know how to PDF, then you are a full stack programmer and engineering. Because technically at my company, this kind of also falls into the computer stuff, because of course it does. And to get these skills, you're going to need money. You're going to actually have to spend money to get these skills. It's like Yakuza 0. You spend money on yourself, or corruption, or clout. And again, by a combination of these, maybe you're going to need to get some money and corruption to, cover up something. Or clout and corruption to, maybe even money, to frame somebody, if it's going to be a complex frame job. So these are the basic skills that I'm going with at the beginning. They may change, they may, improve, they may move around, but this is the kind of structure I'm thinking of. Maybe, add a fourth one for, quacking or flapping your duck wings around for no reason. There's going to be a quack button. Of course, there's going to be a quack button. How could I not have one? I mean, duck game has one. The goose game has one. And that doesn't even have a duck. Okay, it's a honk button. It's a different thing. It is, in the spirit of things, the same thing. So, what exactly do you do? What do you do in this game? Well, in this game, you go around. You talk to other ducks. You get missions from other ducks. Random duck things happen, and at the end, you hope to achieve one of the objectives that you set for yourself, either for the week or for the game period. Currently, I'm thinking a game period maybe a week, or maybe a week. I don't know exactly. I have to see exactly how long a game period lasts. Like for these objectives, some of them may be time related. Otherwise, you're probably gonna have like a free flow of objectives, if you will. You're maybe going to have like a large overarching objective and a few smaller ones, or you start with a small objective and then build your way up as you complete those small objectives to a bigger one. So objectives will include stuff like get promoted, which is going to include you needing to, do a good job, in this part, or, lie about it, or probably gonna add a kiss ass option here. Gonna need a lot of brown nosing to get where you need to, so that's something to have in mind for later on. If you don't want to get promoted but you still want to have more power, you can set it as an objective running the actual company. Now this will require a lot of work because it's something that isn't you're not going to get here by being promoted. Oh God, no! You're going to have to kill somebody. You're going to have to probably, work really hard. It's going to take a lot of this to run the company. You can probably, as an objective, investigate the company. Like if you're a reporter duck, one of the objectives you will absolutely have is that you will investigate the company to, find signs of corruption and see how high it goes and find a way to uncover it, to let it all out, to make sure that the people know. Now, in real life, the people already know and they don't care because a lot of them profit from it. So why should they care? They won't. They don't. So that's how it goes. Now, if you're not playing as a duck that's, trying to change the company but are like a company duck, you may want to be a duck that roots out the spy because, as I said, there's going to be a spy in the company. Now, exactly what that spy is going to do, that will depend on the objective, I guess, on the run, if you will. I'm still thinking of making this like a bit of a roguelike, like. Now, the spy may be working for a competing company, trying to get your company, be seen in a bad light, decrease efficiency so it can be bought out by their company, or it could be like a foreign agent trying to poison your water supply, or it could be it could be a journalist trying to, uncover the corruption, and then you're gonna have to make sure they don't. You'll also have the ability to, sabotage the company because you are the spy actually working for the opposition. Another objective would be to get rich, which is what a lot of people in the upper echelons are doing. You could also try to improve the company. Now, this is going to be the hardcore mode, the super duper, totally, absolutely impossible thing to do. Ruin the company. Now, this is going to be something hard to do because although the company itself is very bad, ruining it will mean that the cash stops flowing, and when the cash stops flowing, car bombs. Again, I'm being what's the word? Metaphorical here. Nobody's going to use a car bomb Jeez, like, we're civilized people. We have a Danube to drown people in. Now, other things. Form a secret duck cult, dark duck cult, and invoke the duck tool. Now, this may be like an Easter egg objective where you invoke the duck tool, but I'm gonna sprinkle some, cultish elements in there somewhere around in there because, like, again, my company is run by a political party and they are as cult-like as possible, so it's gonna be there. Like, there's see this picture. I'm gonna probably put like a symbol there of duck tool in the corner, and you're gonna have to investigate it. So it's gonna be like RPG, but there will be bits of an adventure game in there because that's how most RPGs have worked since time immemorial, since the MUD days. Well, since the single player text-based RPGs, you could take lamp and it's not going to be a text game though. It would be easier to make it as a text game. Now, you also have as an option like the objective of getting fired, which is probably going to involve you making a video game based on your day job, but replace everybody with ducks and mention car bombs. Now, in terms of structure, I'm thinking you're going to have like the ability to do 8 actions per day. If you've played games like Gods Will Be Watching or I just dropped the pen, Dead in Vinland or stuff like that, this may sound familiar to you. You're going to have a limited number of actions per day. I'm not sure if it's going to be like on a static screen like you have in, Gods Will Be Watching and Dead in Vinland and Dead in that other thing. But I want you to actually have a structure for what you're doing. Similar to, those games, and a bit of Paper Please as well. And those 8 actions, like 8 actions max, some of them may take more time. There may be random events that cut down some of your actions. It's the easiest way I can think of programming this thing, of actually implementing the design, of having a set number of actions that tick down, 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 bam. Otherwise, I would have to make it time-based because you can't hang around forever. You can't do things forever in the game. You're going to have to go home at some point. There may be overtime, actually, so maybe 8 won't be the max. Maybe there'll be a bit more. And this is the way that I think I can probably get this whole thing implemented the easiest way possible. And you're going to be paid once every 5 days, so it's a week. So you're going to have 40 actions before you get paid. And I think I might be changing this to 3 days because 5 days, maybe that'll be a bit too much in terms of how it feels in terms of gameplay. I don't want this to be a super long game. Maybe if you're really committed to doing something specific, 2-3 hours, I guess. Actually, 2-3 hours. That's a large error in the approximation. So let's say 3-hour game, maybe tops, but with a lot of 2 hours, but with a lot of replayability in terms of the objectives you want to do, the skills you can complete those objectives through, the characters you may meet. I think maybe changing up the characters from run to run, doing some interesting things there probably. Let's have a rough sketch of how exactly this thing's gonna actually look in action, if you will, like the map. Depending on where you start the game, on what type of duck you have, you're gonna start in a different office. You're gonna have the IT department, which is where I used to work. Now I work in technically the IT department, but it's doing a lot more stuff. Probably going to add an engineering section here as well. You're going to have a server room that you can protect or hack or maintain. There's going to be an office here with people that do stuff or don't. It depends. Well, ducks, I mean. These are ducks. These are not real people. This is not based on anybody in particular. In case the lawyers ask, you have this as a disclaimer. You're going to have another office here. You're going to have accounting here. That's going to be important in case, you want to do some of this, balance the books, but in the different direction. You're going to have a common room or a recreation room where a bunch of ducks will hang out. Some of the ducks will be here nonstop and never leave, and you wonder, when are you going to get any work done? And you realize, oh yeah, you made me do the work, and you didn't. You're going to have the admin office. The admin office is basically the underboss, if you will, the sub-boss. You're going to have the boss office. It's actually going to be, like I said, there's going to be 3 bosses, and they're going to be here. And behind them is the cash reserve. Now, this isn't the layout of my company or anything. There's no Scrooge McDuck style vault in our company. Kind of wish there was. I'd probably be more lenient towards getting better equipment and paying the people that pave the roads and dig up the sewage. Get them paid better so they do their job and not hate everybody. But anyway, the idea is that you're going to travel from room to room. Traveling is going to be a free action. It won't take any of your actions. And then depending on who's there, depending on a random dice roll. By the way, I think I'm maybe adding some randomness to some dice roll to the skills. I know that there's a train of thought that there should be no skill roll involved in this no dice roll involved in the skill. It's the Fallout 1 and 2 versus Fallout 3 as well. Fallout 1, 2, 3 versus Fallout New Vegas. Where in New Vegas, if you have a skill that is of X amount, you will always be able to complete a skill check that requires that amount. Whereas in the other Fallout games, if you have a skill that is X, then you're going to have a bonus to your roll depending on what that X is. Or if it's not high enough, it's going to be a penalty. So I'm thinking of going the bonus / penalty route, but not exaggerated. So this will still be the governing factor. The actual amount of skill you have will be the governing factor. And also the stats. If you have higher stats, you're going to have bonuses to your skills, which will in turn be bonuses to your roll. So let's say if you have really good luck, like you as an individual, you have really good luck, but you have low skills. I'm going to try and make it so that you can get good rolls on your skills that will save you from time to time. And, fumbles. Oh, the fumbles. There's going to be fumbles in this one. I love fumbles. I showed you the what's it called? The Dungeon Crawl Classics book. It has so many fumbles and they're superb. So you're going to move from room to room. Now, initially, in the first version of the game, like I said, it's probably going to look just like this. It's probably going to be just a picture of this and the square moving from room to room with other squares or dots in there representing other ducks. But eventually I will get to the 3D one. So this is sort of the layout. It may evolve with time. I'm going to see about what I can crop up with, the different graphics engines. This is the basic blueprint, if you will. So you start up somewhere. You get some tasks, you assign yourself some objectives when you begin, you pick what kind of duck you want to be, and you try your best to, avoid enemy ducks to make sure they don't hamper your progress, and do your best to complete your objective, and then, I don't know, quack. Quacking is good. You're going to quack a lot, probably. Yeah, I think it's going to be an okay little game. Again, it's not going to be something grand. It's not going to be an open world MMO with full drop PvP loot and superb quests of 5,000 words each and voice acting. It's going to be just a bunch of ducks in an office. It's called Quack Job. Because you're going to have to be a bit quacky to work there, I guess. I could probably put a poster somewhere on a wall that says, you don't have to be a quack to work here, but it helps. That may be a bit too on the nose or too on the bill. We'll see. Maybe it won't be. So this is the main idea of the game. So let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna read the comments. I forgot to read the comments in the past 5 days or so. I'll get to that after I finish doing this video. And the next videos will focus on seeing exactly in what engine I can make this. I'm going to try Godot, I'm going to try Unity, I'm going to try Unreal, I'm going to try probably Game Maker as well. I'm going to try pretty much every engine I can get my hands on. Now, technically, all this stuff is doable in RPG Maker as well. And I do have that. And it probably has a duck sprite in there somewhere. But I would want at one point to make like this 3D with ducks. Like hyper realistic ducks. They have really realistic ducks in the asset stores. And I find it quite funny. Probably gonna give them hats and glasses and stuff. And accents to the quacks. Did you know that duck quacks have accents? I just made that up, I think. I probably heard it somewhere, but I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I'd like to think it is. If ducks have accents, it'll mean this world is amazing. So we should be exploring it instead of, working at Duck Corp. So next videos will focus on the engines. I'm not sure exactly when they will be ready because big announcement, I may be moving soon. Like not to a different channel, but to a new physical location. If nothing horrible happens, I should be in a new place at the end of June. So I could probably try and like put the studio back, because I used to have a recording studio in this place, but it's kind of hard to justify it when I only do shows like once in a blue moon, and people wonder, why is that green thing in the living room? Well, that's not the green thing, that's me. I'm just a bit sick. Oh, the green screen, yeah, and I took it down. But after I get settled in, I'm gonna try to do these at a more brisk pace, more regular, I would say. Because it's gonna be a better place, not like not a whole lot better, but like it'll have privacy, which is something that I've never had. Yeah, I put a lock on the door, on the living room door, so I could make shows because nobody would let me. Never. It was so annoying. Yeah, and I made some horrible shows because of that. So, oh, by the way, I registered for a game jam with super casual games. It's gonna be sometime in May. Maybe not sure. I may like stream me trying to make the game or make a video about me trying to make that game. I can use that game jam experience to like test like one of the engines or several of the engines, or see what I can come up with. Hopefully. I guess. Now, that is depending on if I have time, because if I'm going to move, then probably going to not have time to actually do the game jam. I'm going to try anyway. So last year I did make a game jam. I presented to you the game that I made. It was terrible, but I made it. So this is Quack Job. This is what I'm going to try to make. This is going to be a learning experience for me. It'll probably be a learning experience for you too, learning that some random ass guy on YouTube, a YouTuber, oh god, I hate the words, probably shouldn't make a game. Can I just say that I hate the word YouTuber? That's so reductive. I used to make stuff like this before YouTube. The first place I worked at, we hosted and streamed our own videos with our own infrastructure, and it will cost a lot. It cost like 6 times more than what I was paid. And YouTube was becoming a viable alternative to self-hosting. But when we started out, we had like a full non-stop live streaming stuff. We were an actual legit TV station that aired solely on the internet, and it used Windows Media Video encoding, so you couldn't see it on Linux or Macs. Kind of sucked, but you know, it was a thing. Could be worse. They could call me a blogger. Like, does this look like a blog? Would somebody that treats this like a blog draw this duck and show it to you? Jesus. Well, gonna see you again soon with more shows. Since May is coming up, look out for the May 1st or May 2nd or last day of April, 30th, 31st. Is there a 31st of April? I don't know. Look out for the Heroes of Might and Magic 6 video. It's coming along. Oh, is it coming along? And of course the Heroes 2 stream, which is probably going to be harder to make this year because for some reason GOG ruined the game again. The game. So I play Broken Alliance, like the map Broken Alliance. And the whole map is based on the idea that purple player is super OP, has black dragons or titans or something like right at the beginning, and stays in the damn castle on the damn island and doesn't leave. Well, whatever patch they added to the game in the last year, purple leaves and wipes the map in month 2. So probably not going to be Broken Alliance. It'll be something. We'll see. Goodbye, everybody. Take care. Quack.